Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Marco from Tumors Pro and I want to welcome you to the conversation. So today we'll be talking about 4 different things that people won't tell you that you may not know about Eliud Kipchoge, from his diet, his training, his psychology and his background, to understand how is it possible that this guy was able to run a sub 2-hour marathon. How is it possible? So let's start from the first one and let's talk about his origins, his background. Now, Eliud was born in 1984 and he grew up in Kapsilawa. I'm 100% sure that I'm pronouncing the name incorrectly, so I'm so sorry. Which is a few hours southwest from Kaptagat, which is known in Kenya as the source of champions because all the best athletes go there to train. It's like the hub of the best athletes, the best runners. Now, what makes Eliud unique as an athlete, as a person, is his background. Because you see, what makes a great athlete? What makes a great person? So many things, but number one, my personal opinion, adversity. You see, we are shaped, Eliud, the best athletes in the world are shaped by their past. And Eliud, let me tell you, Eliud grew up in a family. He was raised by a single mother. His father died when he was a little kid. And in high school, he used to jog miles and miles. He used to cover miles and miles jogging to get to school and then go back to the village and then again, school and village. And then in high school, to provide for his family, he used to collect milks and then try to sell it at the local market. So adversity is what shaped Eliud, not only as an athlete, but adversity shaped his own personality. And in my personal opinion, what made Eliud try to break the sub 2-hour marathon is because he believes that no human is limited. Now, this type of mentality, this type of mindset can't be learned. It just can't. So adversity is what shaped Eliud. Now, all of the best athletes in the world have one thing in common, meaning they all have a great coach. They all have a great mentor. And in 2001, Eliud was very lucky to meet his next coach, the guy who then became his coach, and his name is Patrick Sant. Now, Patrick was an incredible runner, an incredible athlete. He won the silver medal at the Olympics in 1992 in Barcelona. He was an incredible runner, and so Eliud approached Patrick asking if he could give him a training program, just something that he could do to train a little bit better. And then later on, Patrick became his coach. So adversity and Patrick played such a big role in the life and in the career of Eliud. You see, even as a kid, Eliud was a phenomenal talent. At the age of 18 years old, he won the World Junior Cross Country Championships and set a World Junior record for the 5,000 meters. This guy was a beast. And then later on, he went on to win gold medals, silver medals at Beijing, Athens. This guy was a machine. But then something happened, something unexpected. He failed to qualify for the London Olympics for the 5,000 meters race. Unbelievable. He failed to qualify for the Olympics. This incredible talent. And then what happened next? He decided to focus his attention, to change the direction of his career, and he decided to run marathons. And then after that, let me tell you, he basically crushed every single one. He dominated every single race. As you can see from here, just look at these numbers. His first debut in Hamburg in 2013, he won first place running in 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 30 seconds. So as you can see, this guy is a beast, this guy is a machine. But what makes Eliud special apart from his God-given capabilities is his motivation, his mindset, his psychology. So let's move on and let's talk about number 2. Let's talk about his motivation. Now, Eliud trains in Kipchoge, and he trains under Global Management, which is a Dutch-based company. And all of the athletes who are under management, they live in this big compound where they train, they have chefs, they have people who clean their clothes. Pretty much all they do is they train, they run, then they come home, they relax, they eat, rest, and then they repeat all over again. But not everybody's like Eliud, okay? I'm going to talk about his psychology, but I'm going to generalize, because there are so many other athletes that want to become like Eliud, and I want to highlight their mindset, because you will see that their condition, how they live their lifestyle, is mind-boggling. So let's move on. Now, as I was saying, not everybody lives like Eliud, because you see, there are other athletes who are not under management, meaning they travel to Kipchoge at their own expenses to be part of the elite, meaning they train with the elite even though they're not welcomed, but they still train with them, but they gotta work to pay for their families, to pay for their food. They gotta buy food, they gotta cook for themselves, they gotta wash their clothes. Other people, athletes who are under management, athletes, they live in the compounds. Eliud lives in his own house. They're more successful, they live a better life. Athletes who are incredible athletes, there are so many athletes who are not under management, they can be considered incredible world champions in the Western world. Athletes that can run a marathon in 2 hours and 10 minutes, but they are not under management. And so these athletes, they have very challenging lifestyle, because they gotta work harder than everybody else. They gotta train, then they gotta work to pay for their food just to survive, and then they also need to provide for their families. Now, something else that really fascinated me was that many of these athletes who are not under management, they don't have enough money to pay for new shoes. And so you see them running, giving everything that they got, wearing some shoes that you're like, oh my gosh, how can you run with those shoes? And so think about their motivation to become the best. Because you see, for them, being part of the elite, winning a marathon, earning some money, could mean that they could provide for their families for a lifetime. And so for many of them, in my personal opinion, many of them are way more motivated than many Western athletes, simply because for them it's a must. They gotta do it. They gotta be part of the elite. Period. There is no way back. Now, their motto is train hard, win easy. Train hard, win easy. That's their mindset. Train hard, win easy. And they train hard. We're going to talk about training right now, but let me tell you, they train as hard as a human being could possibly train. Okay, let's move on and let's focus on number 4. Let's do number 4. Yeah, why not? Nutrition. Let's focus on nutrition. Now, I was so surprised when I read, because I had to research a little bit, try to understand what all of these athletes eat, Eliud's diet, and I was so surprised to understand that, first of all, there is no post-workout meal, there is no trick, there is no supplement, there is no protein powder. They simply train hard. They come home and they recover. Some of them drink tea, and some of them even eat bread as a post-workout meal. Now, their diet, the diet of Eliud and the diet of all these incredible athletes, is a whole food, plant-based diet. Yes, sir. Yes, it's a plant-based diet. Low consumption of protein, no meat whatsoever, because meat is very expensive and is considered a luxury. So no meat. So what do they eat? First of all, they have ugali, which looks very delicious. It's very high in starch. I never tried it, but I want to try it. Then they may have managu, which is a dark leafy green, very similar to spinach. Then they can have cabbage. They got beans. Beans. Beans are everywhere. Beans, especially red beans. Then they may have bread. They may have what's called chapati. I'm pronouncing the name incorrectly, but it's okay. Chapati, which is an Indian style bread. Very interesting. And as I was saying before, some athletes may have bread for breakfast before training, which is absurd to me, unheard of, and then have bread as a post-workout meal. That's it. No supplement, no protein powder, nothing, just bread. Rice, they got rice combined with beans, eggs, potatoes. For a snack, they may have a banana. And then, and pretty much that's it. They may have tea, milk, but this is the basic diet. It's so simple. It's mind-boggling. It's so simple. So whether you believe it's the right diet, it's the wrong diet, it just pretty much doesn't matter, because look at the results. I think they know what they're talking about. I have a feeling that they know what they're talking about. And finally, let's focus on training. Now, training is, of course, training is fundamental for an athlete. Now, training starts at 6 a.m. and sometimes training can be postponed because of the weather. Because it may rain in the morning, and so the training can be postponed at, 10, 11 a.m. But usually training in Kaptaga starts at 6 a.m. Now, I was very fascinated to understand that Eliud and many of these incredible athletes run at over 2,400 meters above sea level, which means that the air pressure is lower than sea level, so it's harder to breathe, it's harder to train. It takes just a while to adapt. This is why many athletes go to the mountain to train, then come back sea level, and they can perform way better. They can run longer than before. Now, what's very interesting is that there is no cross training, no weights, no yoga, no swimming, nothing, which is very interesting. They simply run. Again, the motto is train hard, win easy. So all they do is running. So all of the training sessions are aimed at enhancing fitness, trying to build up lactate threshold or improving aerobic efficiencies with long, easy run, which means they run and run and run. They train hard because winning is easy for them. Now, a typical training schedule. There is a book that I read, which is this one right here. It's an incredible book that you gotta check it out if you want to have an insider perspective of the life of Eliud and specifically his training schedule. But more or less, training starts at 6 a.m. period. It can be postponed. So, for example, typical training. Monday, 2 runs. 25, 30K, meaning 16, 20 miles, fast pace. Then on Tuesday, they may run on track because they also have training on the track, which is, for example, 15K, marathon pace work, so it's quite fast. Wednesday, same on Monday, so 2 runs, 25, 30K. Thursday, long run, 30K, 40K, and sometimes even a second run in the afternoon if they feel as if they can keep running. Friday, it's a recovery day, so sometimes they will have a easy run in the morning, and then an easy run in the afternoon. Saturday is a speed workout, sometimes even a second run, 10, 20K, nothing too special. I mean, for me, I would die, let me tell you, I would die. And then on Sunday, another run, one run between 18, 22K. So as you can see, they train pretty much every single day, sometimes even twice a day. They train hard as hell. And this is why they are machines. Now, what I want to know from you guys is, do you think that Eliud Kipchoge is the greatest, is the fastest marathoner of all time? What do you think about him? What do you think about the fact that his record wasn't considered a world record? I don't know, for me, let me tell you, this guy was there running as hell. So for me, it's a world record. So what do you think about him? If you have any other comments, please let me know. And if you liked the video, please subscribe, leave a comment, hit the little bell so you'll be notified when the next video comes up. Thank you so much. This is Marco from Dreamers Pro, and I'll see you soon. Bye.